We don't procrastinate on accident. We actually procrastinate on purpose. It's actually a choice that we make. It is an endlessly frustrating choice that we make because we are simply trying to avoid something. And we don't think about it like that. We don't think, oh yeah, I'm going to procrastinate on this. It's something that we actually do subconsciously. And we know we procrastinate. Like, we know we procrastinate, but what we don't know is why. And that's because it is related to our procrastination personalities. So today, we're going to talk about what that is, and which one you have, and what we can actually do about it so we can get on with our lives and get being productive right now. Before we get in, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you want more productivity videos from us. Right, let's dive in. The negative effects from procrastination can range from small things like you missed a small deadline on a project to huge things like you missed a massive opportunity and now your dream is just crushed because you've been procrastinating on it for so long that you actually couldn't get the things done, and now your life has been completely derailed. It can affect so many areas of your life, such as losing precious time, blowing opportunities, not meeting your goals, ruining your career, lowering your self-esteem, making poor decisions, damaging your health. First up, we're going to talk about what type of procrastinator you are and what type of procrastination personality you have, so that we can give you a tip to actually combat it right now so you can actually get on and live your best life and achieve your goals and be more productive. So let's talk about all 5 of the personalities. First up, we're going to talk about the perfectionist. Now, the perfectionist is someone who does things perfectly. Like, everything has to be perfect. In order to move forward, it has to be complete. They're the sort of person that always looking for the perfect results, the perfect technique, the perfect way of doing things, which of course it never is. It's never perfect, and that is why the perfectionist ends up procrastinating. There is never an end in sight for this type of procrastinator. The perfectionism keeps you tinkering, so you never actually take those steps forward, and that is why you procrastinate, because you're always trying to wait for this level, this project that you're doing to be complete before you can move on to the next step. The problem is it's never complete, and you're always tinkering and never taking that step forward. If you're going up a mountain, if you're walking up a mountain, you've taken that first step and then you stopped, and you're just making sure that the step is perfect, it's flat, it's nice, and you're just sat there obsessing about this perfect step rather than taking the next imperfect step forward. Number 2 is the dreamer. If you're a dreamer, you are highly creative with a great sense of vision. You have a wonderful idea about what you want to do, but you aren't so great at the nitty gritty, the actual taking the step forward. So if you're going up the mountain, you have 5 different ways in which you can go up the mountain. You could take a helicopter, you could sprint, you could jump, you could climb, you could take any route that you want, but you don't actually decide and take a step. You just keep staying at the bottom of the mountain, coming up with new, crazy, wonderful ways to climb a mountain, but you actually need to climb. The trigger for the dreamer is the opposite of a perfectionist. You are stuck in the preparation mode and you're just kind of afraid to act. Whereas the perfectionist is happy to act and take that first step and then get stuck there. The dreamer is stuck at the bottom, just afraid to actually make a decision and act. Number 3 is the self-saboteur. The self-saboteur is someone who has an internal voice that is always doubting them, that is always telling them when they have this idea and they're like, I'm going to do it, this voice goes, no, and doubts them and talks them out of it, so they don't actually get anything done. They look up the mountain and go, let's climb it, and then that voice in their head goes, actually don't, you might fail. So with this internal battle in their head, where does it come from? The self-saboteurs often suffer from past negative experiences, or they have a default aversion to risk that keeps them safe in their comfort zone because they are afraid of failure and making mistakes. So they don't climb the mountain because they're too afraid that if they take one step, that they might fall off. So instead of actually risking it, they do nothing. They just sit, being too afraid to make the first step. Number 4 is the crisis junkie. The crisis junkie loves to leave things to the last minute and then do something like pull an all-nighter. These are the sort of people that hate timetables. Like, they have them, but they find them constraining. And they're the sort of people that have multiple projects to open all at once, and they love it. They love juggling, they love the pressure, but when it comes to actually doing it, they tend to just leap forward and not get the results that they want, because instead of climbing up the mountain and taking every step, they tend to like jump through a couple of steps to get to the top, and then when they get to the top, they're missing a bunch of things in their project and they don't get the results that they're looking for. The crisis junkie is motivated by wasting too much time or spending time on something when they could be spending time on something else. That is what motivates them to procrastinate for as long as possible until they are forced to actually take action. Finally, number 5 is the busy bee. The busy bee is the sort of person that is always busy rather than doing anything productive. So if they have to sit and write an essay, instead they'll clean their room, they'll organize their inbox, they'll repaint something. Everything will suddenly be very clean and tidy because the busy bee has to be in constant motion all the time. So they feel productive, but they don't actually get anything of significance done because they're too busy just floating around, fixing things that don't necessarily need to be done. The trigger for the busy bee is they are desperately afraid of wasting effort because it is much easier for them to do a 5-minute easy task like clean the kitchen than it would be to sit down for 2 hours and do something more convoluted like their tax return. One is much more important than the other, but they find it much easier to do small mini tasks that help them feel productive while actually doing nothing at all. Right, those are the 5 procrastination personalities. Now, one of them should have resonated with you. So now we need to talk about solutions. So leave a comment and let us know which one you are, because I love to see if there's any more people like me. I'm a bit of a perfectionist and a little bit of a busy bee. So I'm always looking to see I'm so excited to find out what other people are like. Anyway, we need to talk about solutions because we are not here to just tell you what procrastination personality are. We're here to give you solutions so you can get on with everything right now. You may have noticed that each procrastination personality is motivated by a type of fear, and understanding that fear will be key moving forward. So let's talk about solutions for each person. Number 1, the perfectionist. You have to be clear on your purpose. You have to know exactly what you're doing and then set time limits so that you will have a time limit, you hit it, and then you move on. You need to set those little structured things so that you can actually take each step up the mountain. So be clear, set a structure, move forward. For the dreamer, you need to set goals. You need to have small, manageable tasks that you can actually beat so you can go slowly up the mountain through small steps. So for example, if you want to start waking up early, you need to have a list like set an alarm, get up, roll out of bed, put on pants, drink a coffee. The smaller it is, the easier it will be, and then you'll have that motivation that will keep you going. By the way, if you do need to learn how to set proper goals, we have a video linked above you on how to set effective goals. For my self-saboteurs, you need to do the most difficult task on your to-do list first. As Mark Twain once said, eat a frog and then nothing else will happen to you for the rest of the day. That's what you need to do. You need to do the difficult thing first, get that sense of achievement, and use that momentum to carry you through for the rest of the day. For my crisis junkies, you guys who leave everything to the last minute should try the Pomodoro effect. It is about having small, focused bursts. So you have 20-minute burst, break, 20-minute burst, break. That will really help keep you focused. Using a timer can be really good for this as well. You can get one of those cubes where you hit it and it sets a 5-minute timer, and then you can have a break and set it again. This will help keep you focused and keep you productive. And finally, for my busy bees, you need to get your priorities straight. You need to work out what is the most important task, what is the most important outcome on your to-do list, and do that first and reprioritize. And if that is something you struggle with, don't worry, we have a video for you, which is linked above and in the description box on how to prioritize. So you can, and we have a great strategy for this. So if you do need help with that, we are here to help you. These tips are just a quick fix. If you want to defeat procrastination once and for all, you need to make some changes. Now, we are here to help you. We have a tried and tested method to help you overcome procrastination. It is in the Make It Happen handbook, which is linked down below if you need any help. And if you want some more productivity tips from us, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified every time we post a new video, because we are here to help you live a most productive life. And I hope you have a productive day and go do that thing that you've been putting off.
See you next time. Bye-bye.